Welcome to the Get Inspired with Gerd show, brought to you by Gerd's Handel. Join us each week to be inspired, informed and uplifted with some of the most inspirational and motivational guests from around the world. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay inspired.
Hello and welcome to Get Inspired with Gerds. I'm your host and today I have an interesting guest with me who's helping many people to live their lives with purpose. To me, he's one of the most inspirational people I know. Simone Vincenzi is a coach, trainer, consultant, and on the show he'll be discussing how to find your purpose using 7 unique strategies. Simone, welcome to my radio show and thank you for joining me.
Hi, Gerd. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure being here.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure having you on the show. Simone, the moment I met you and when you told me your story, wow, it just blew me away. You're absolutely inspirational. And I want you to tell the listeners, what have you been through starting with your childhood?
Well, thank you for the question. I had quite a happy childhood at the beginning. I had a good family, went on holidays. I had not a lot of money, but, enough. I don't know if you know what I mean. And what happened is that when I was 6 years old, I discovered that my father was a recovering drug addict. And how I discovered that, it is because when my grandfather died, so his father, then he decided to, in order to numb the pain, because probably it was feeling so much pain in that moment, then he decided to turn to alcohol. And then my mom told me that he had a problem with drugs. So my father wanted, my mom did all that she could in order to protect me and my brother. So we didn't have to, you know how moms are. they will do, like, women, you're incredible. That you will do anything you can in order to protect your child and your children. So that's what my mom did. But somehow I picked up that something wasn't right. So I started gaining a lot of weight, and for no reason. And from there, we started the bullying. I had people at school calling me blue pig, and no one wanted to be with me because I was fat. And it was tough. It was tough. And I know it doesn't seem a lot to say, like, blue pig, it's like, it's just a name. But for me at that moment, I couldn't stand it. Because I was looking at myself in the mirror, hating myself, hating my flabby belly. And I was about, like, 10 years old at the time. Oh, that's when one of my first challenges was starting to accepting myself at the time, which I wasn't. I wasn't at all. I'm sure you can understand what I mean, knowing a lot of people that you've interviewed so far as well.
Yes, it's a difficult one when you're a child because we don't realise how our surroundings affect us, and it's later down the line that we realise that a lot of our things stem from our childhood.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't have personal development before. I didn't have personal development. So I didn't know this stuff. And what happened, then I started smoking. And when I started smoking, I lost weight because instead of eating, I replaced it with smoking, which was not the healthier option, but at least I could be happy when I was looking myself in the mirror. And that was a moment when I was 14 that finally my parents split up. And because my mom couldn't stand that anymore, she reached the breaking point, and my father, the alcoholism of my father, which now is fine. I can say that now is completely fine. At the time was becoming really, really bad, at the point where she was worried of her own safety and our own safety, because you never know. It could turn up sober or it could turn up a bit violent.
Gosh.
And thanks God, it never did something major. So we had a couple of times the police at home, but nothing really major happened. But at the time, I was 14, and I said, you know what? I can live my life by myself. I don't need to be in this. You know, as you are 14, as you do, right? So yeah, I don't need my parents. I don't need that. I can do everything right?
Yeah, we've all been there.
Everything by yeah, we've all been there. So I took it literally, and I decided to start working so I could pay my stuff, and I wasn't depending from my mom. And in that moment, something happened inside me because I loved what I was doing. As you know, what do you do when you don't know what to do? you generally start working as a waiter or in a bar. And in that moment, I actually liked that. I loved it so much that I stopped studying at school. I didn't want to go to school anymore. And I was still going there because my mom was forcing me. But my passion became working in restaurants. And that led me at the age of 19 with not a great academic result, but leading my first Michelin star restaurant when I was 19. Which for me was an incredible satisfaction, and it's something that I really, I can say, you know, when you say like "good job," you give yourself the pat on the back. That's what happened in that moment.
Wow! And so, what happened after? So you started down the restaurant kind of world. What happened next?
Well, what happened next? I moved to Parma, which is a university city in Italy, because my mom said, "No, you know what mom do, right? You got to go to university." So I did some scientific studies at school, and I didn't like science. Just to let you know, like how my level was. So I started thinking, "Oh, what do I like? What I don't like?" I changed a couple of university. And I found my good environment in philosophy. I started studying philosophy. One, because I love the way to understand the way people think. That's why now you understand why I'm doing this right now. But also because there was a lot of weed around, and I could smoke a lot of weed. So, you know, when you're with your classmates and you have this deep. Very philosophical, meaningful conversation at 4:00 in the morning when you are completely wasted. And I love that environment, but it wasn't sustainable because I was working full time in a restaurant. I was going to university. I was getting wasted. So I had to drop something. And I dropped university. So I decided, I love getting wasted. I love working. Let's drop university, as you do. And then I received an offer to work in a Michelin star restaurant here in the UK, out of the blue. I was working in a restaurant in Parma. Someone saw me and said, "I like your style. You can speak English a bit. So why don't you come and work in a restaurant?" Time 2 weeks. Bye, mom. Bye, dad. Bye, brother. Flew over UK. And it was like, bye.
Ciao.
Yeah, exactly, ciao. And as you can imagine, like they didn't take it very well. My mom stopped talking to me for 3 years.
Oh wow!
After that moment, exactly, she couldn't get over the fact that I moved. So my mom and my brother didn't talk to me for more than 3 years.
Oh wow!
It's been tough, but at the moment I wasn't paying much attention because everything was new. It was an adventure for me, and as I was at the time before, I couldn't care less of what my mom was feeling. Something that fortunately I was able to change later on, and then reestablish the relationship that I had with them. So that's what happened, and I spent 2 years here in London, and it was incredible. But I don't know if that ever happened to you when you love something so much, but then after it's like, okay, I guess I'm done with that. Did it ever happen to you?
Yes, so many times.
Exactly. No, that would happen to me as well.
Okay.
And when I had to go to the drawing board and say, okay, I don't like it anymore, this restaurant stuff. It's getting kind of boring. at the age of 22, I already had about a 6-year career, which is mad. But after 6 years, I was like, okay, I've seen it all. I've done it all. What do I do next? And that's a breakdown point because I wasn't good at school. I didn't go to university. I quit university. The only thing I could do was work in a restaurant. That was the only thing I could do. And I remember starting this period of depression that happened because I was completely lost.
Wow.
I didn't know what my purpose was on this planet. And I guess that's why now I'm so passionate about the topic, because I know how difficult it is when you are there and you don't know if you want to turn left or right, or go in the center, and you feel completely confused. And it seems that you have no alternatives other than, I don't know, have you ever been there?
I think some people haven't been there yet, and some of my listeners, you probably haven't experienced it, but when you've had enough of something and you're looking for something greater than yourself, that's when your low point happens, because that is your time when you're supposed to figure out what it is that you're born to do and what you were born to do here in this world. So yeah, I totally understand.
Exactly. And at the time, I didn't know that. I didn't still have a personal development at the time. And it was given to me later. And so what do you do when you don't know what to do, when you're unhappy? I turned to my God, which at the moment was Google. Like, go down, how to be happy. And then this world of personal development opened up to me. All this life is full of possibility. You can do and be anything you want in life. You got to be confident. The universe will help you and sort out. Like, the universe? What's this stuff? It's like, what's the universe? What's the universe thing? Like this woo-woo, blah, blah, blah. But even though my mind were resistant, my heart was open to it. And I guess these messages, one after the other, sank in. And it's almost like they were filling my heart that was empty at the moment. It was like an empty bottle, and they were filling it with a nice, good juice. And I remember I said, okay, now there is this coaching thing. Let me see how it works, and let me get a life coach so it might be able to help me. And more I was going through the process of coaching, more I realized, man, this is what I want to do. This is, I would love to help people. I would love to help people be happier with themselves. And it's something that, in a way, I was doing normally. And the reason why I love being a waiter, it is because in my mind it was, I want to give every single customer the best experience they've ever had. I want every single customer to leave saying, I'm happy now. And I found that there are a lot of similarities between being a waiter and being a coach. Fun enough. Then the why I was doing it, what was in there for me that made me enjoy that profession so much. And in that moment, I was still very confused. I had this dream. I said, I want to be a life coach, and I want to change, and I want to change the world, and money is rubbish. Society needs to change. I was in this moment of, I think that there are a lot of people that go to there where they say, society is rubbish, and I want to go and live in a commune. Rejecting everything. So what I did, as you know, I gave away everything I had. I gave away my PlayStation. That was tough. Giving away my PlayStation was difficult, man. I gave away my television. I gave away my clothes. give away everything I had, and I started living on the street with only what could fit in my backpack.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. And how long did that last for?
That lasted for about 6 months. And for 6 months, because what happened is that my my grandfather was dying in Italy, and my mom needed support. And at the moment, has been 3 years I didn't speak to my mom.
Oh wow!
So I said, I've been learning all these words. Now it's better to use them. And it was tough, but my aim was to reconnect with my mom, and somehow we made it. So I knew that she needed support. She was breaking down, and I started living 2 weeks in Italy, but I was living at home, and 2 weeks in London. But I didn't, because I wasn't working, I didn't have enough money to pay my stay in London. So I said, you know what, the priorities are priorities. My mom is there number one. So I kind of choose to be homeless in terms of what I have right now. Obviously, my mom didn't know that, because otherwise she would never allow me to go back and forth. It's like, are you crazy? You're sleeping on the street? When I told her, oh my God, she was like, she was almost slapping me in the face. And like, you imagine like an Italian mom, right?
It's fire in your face, yes.
It's like a fire in your face. And so in that moment, I made the choice to explore a new way of living and be content with what I had. And that taught me a lot. There was, in particular, one thing that taught me. And the thing is, really to be happy with what I have. Because when you're living with a couple of t-shirts, a couple of trousers, a backpack, and a phone, and you don't have it, and you're actually really begging for food, going from one shop to the other to see if they had leftovers, then it made me really appreciate all that I have. Even a simple roof over my head, or some salad in the fridge. I'm vegan, so I got a lot of salad in the fridge. And that's why I was able to still be happy, but living a very, very simple life. Is it making sense?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you'd gone through, you kind of just gave up everything and realised it wasn't about the materialistic things, it was about the little things in life that we take for granted.
Exactly. And that was very powerful in that moment, because I really realized how much we overcomplicate our life and how touch we are with the things that we have. Now it made me more the touch of something happened. Like, yeah. I mean, I do my best, obviously, for recover if I make a mistake or if there is a problem. But I'm not that, oh my God, everything is going to die. I got to put that. No, it's like, okay, let's get up again and start. Is not a big issue. Well, I guess that's why it became my resilience and my heart during terms in life, where I was able to fall down and back up, fall down and back up, fall down and go back up every single time.
So what did you do next? So, obviously you'd been homeless for 6 months. What was your next step?
My next step, it was at that moment then I was ready to embrace the stuff that I wanted to have my own business. A lot of things changes in that moment. I started giving up the idea of living in a commune, rejecting society, and appreciate what our society gives us. And the beauty of money. Because before it was more like I reject money. And then something shifted in me. And I said, you know what? I want to have my own business. I want to help people. And I want to have a good lifestyle myself. Not only for myself, I want to get married. I want to have kids one day. And I couldn't find that was the more logical alternative. And when I did, then I said, okay, I want to become a life coach. And I saved money. I went back to working in restaurants, a vegetarian restaurant this time, because I couldn't sell meat anymore. I couldn't do that. I need to work in vegetarian or vegan restaurants. So I could say an artichoke, and I could talk about an artichoke with such a great passion that it was incredible. So I saved a bit of money again, and I went through all my courses for becoming a life coach. And that's when I realized that my biggest quest, and that's what I realized, I didn't realize my purpose, which, fun enough, is helping other people finding their purpose and living it full time every single day.
Amazing. Wow. So you're now the co-founder of GTEx. Can you tell us about this?
Yes, of course. Thank you for asking. GTEx is a training organization, and we are really passionate about helping people live in their purpose, grow their businesses, and make an impact in the world. But first of all, we work mainly with trainers, coaches, or people that want to make an impact, that were at the stage of where I was. I want to change the world. I want to make it happen. I don't know how. It's like I'm confused, I'm stuck, and I don't know how to do it. And what we give them is through training and a supportive community. We give them the clarity that they need, and the support that they need, and the training that they need in order to make it happen and say, I'm now living my purpose full time. I'm not selling myself for £6 bloody an hour for a boss doing a job that I don't even like. And that's why I love GTEx, because we work with incredible people that have their heart in the right place. They want to make a change, they want to make an impact, and they're willing to work on themselves because they know that that's the only way they can really reach the next level.
Wow.
That's what GTEx is about.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So it's a good, I can see where you're coming from, because I understand the community myself and what you're trying to do, and it's great to see, because a lot of people who create kind of businesses about purpose, their heart's not in it. Whereas you guys, your heart's in it, and you generally have a place where you generally want to help people with the similar purpose and goal, and it's just beautiful to see, Simone. And so, kind of, how are you helping them to find their purpose? Like, is there any technique that you use, or?
Yeah, thank you. It took me 3 years, and I've never. I before it generally was taking me about a couple of months to find the purpose of one person, then about a month, then about 2-3 weeks. Wow. So it's about refining and finding the common patterns. And what I found, that there were 7 key questions that allowed me always to find the purpose of a person, like no fail. And going to the point where I could find the purpose of a person in about 30 minutes.
Wow.
Like 30 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
The world record is 27 minutes, 35 seconds. That's the world record so far. That I did. Now, I was measuring because I'm crazy and I'm not. But I said, okay, how fast can I get this done? It's true, and there were those 7 questions that, if you like, I'd be more than happy to share it with you and for the people that are listening today.
Yes, please, sure, that would be great.
That's super. So question number 1 is, what has been your biggest challenge in the past? And what have you learned from that? So you want to focus here in this question on the learning, not much on the challenge. And this part of your purpose will give you direction of what's next for you. What's your gift? What is that you want to? What is your, what we call in the purpose framework, the sharing phase. What are you here to share with other people using your biggest challenge? So that's the first one. The second one is what is your biggest challenge right now, and what are you learning from that? And the reason why this is a crucial question, it is because a lot of people are really, really good in sharing and helping other people. I'm sure you know a lot of them.
Yes.
But they're not that good in helping themselves.
Hmm.
And I'm sure you know a lot of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, please sort out your life. Come on, like, look at you. And I guess that it looks like life sometimes can be a pile of laundry. If you don't wash your laundry, it will keep piling up and piling up and piling up until you will have to face it. Otherwise, you will have no more underwear. And that's really what happened. So this is called, in a purpose framework that we have created at GTEx, is called your building phase, which is what are the things that you need to focus on your life right now. Because what happens is if you keep it just sharing and sharing and sharing, your life will be stuck because you're not evolving and moving on your biggest challenge right now. Is it making sense so far?
Yes, it is.
That's super. Then we go on question number 3, which is what makes you really upset and why? So what makes you really upset and why? And the reason why that is really powerful, it is because it helps you connect with something that you really care about. Because generally what makes you upset is something about yourself, or is something about other people or the environment or animals, if you care about animals. But then it helps you really connect with it. Where is that fire in your belly? Where is it coming from? And how can you use that for the greater good? So that's what are you upset at? What makes you really upset? And in particular, focus on the why. Then you have question number 4, which is the opposite. What makes you really happy? What is that makes you extremely happy, and why? And why is this question important? A lot of people, they delay happiness. What do I mean about that? A lot of people say, oh, let me build my business first and then I'll be happy. Or, oh, let me do my studies and then I'll do what makes me happy. Or let me do this first and then I'll do what makes me happy. Then they always prioritize other stuff before their own happiness. Have you ever met anyone like that?
So many people, yes. And I used to work in an industry just like that, so yes.
Exactly. So you know what I'm talking about. I'm glad I'm not the only one who can see those stuff. and what happened is that why some things makes us happy. The reason why, there is no reason. They just makes you happy, do them. That's it. Like, why you want to find a metaphysical meaning of what makes me happy? Just do it. And then you'll be happy. That's it. It's not that difficult. And I found that this concept is very simplistic, but not simple for a lot of people. Because as you said, like, it will be so easy to do what makes us happy. Why people don't do that?
But you know what? It's because we're conditioned at a very young age. So we think things are difficult when really nothing is difficult. It's what we perceive it to be as difficult.
Exactly. And that's true. It's like you need to do the difficult stuff first, and then you can do what makes you happy. First of all, you do your homework, and then you play your PlayStation, right? But what if I create a balance where I do what makes me happy first? How would the quality of my life be?
Awesome.
It would be incredible, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, what I really want to do is, so one of my passions is basketball. As you know, I just came back from a basketball game right now, where I brutally lost it, but I was happy. I was happy because I could play basketball for 5 hours in a row and no one could stop me. And other things I'm passionate about is music. And when I start playing my didgeridoo, no one can stop me. So, and I found myself sometimes saying, oh, let me send this email and then I play basketball, or let me record this video and then I play my didgeridoo. But consciously, I'm saying, no, first you play didgeridoo, then you get yourself happy, and then you shoot a video which can resonate and radiate that happiness. So that's why when finding what makes you happy is really important, and then do that, make it a regular part of your day. Make it a regular practice. Practice conscious happiness. Let's call it this way, where you do what you love. So that's question number 4. And then question number 5 is, what are your 3 main values? What are the things that you value the most in life? And they will give you a sense. The reason why this question is important, it is because they will give you a sense of direction. They will give you a sense of purpose. They will give you a sense of drive. And you will always know what's the best decision to make. Because when you're following your true values, then you're true to yourself. Does it make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's all about value. If you don't value yourself, no one else is going to treat you well. And I always believe that how you treat yourself is how others will treat you. So if you're not treating yourself well, then expect people to treat you crappy.
Exactly. And also when you treat yourself well, you are in control of yourself and you are in your full power. And then you can make more conscious decisions about your life rather than having other people taking decisions for your life.
Yes, and that's a problem within our society as a whole, because from a young age we've all been conditioned, so we allow other people to control the way we think and feel.
Exactly.
And
that's brilliant.
It's silly, because actually we all know who we are deep down. We all have our inner greatness, and we just need to tap into that. Once we understand that, the universe opens up with open arms and says, just go for it, whatever it is you want to do.
It is, yes. Thank you very much for pointing that out, because it's true. When you embrace yourself, then and when you value yourself, then doors will open for you somehow, magically. It's beautiful. And that leads us to question number 6, which is, now we are going into the future. and question number 6, if you can see, like, we've been going like past there, then we've been going to the present, and then we've been going to the future. I'll explain. Well, if you're interested about this stuff, I have plenty of things on my website where you can look at the psychology of these questions and how they work.
Okay.
And when you have so the question number 6 is, if you have your grandchildren, imagine you are in front of your grandchildren or child that you love, and you're almost at the end of your life. Like, what is one message that you will leave them with? Like one thing that you can say to them, you can tell them, that can make their life better.
Gosh, I just had goosebumps as you said that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's powerful, because it's helping you connecting with what's in your heart, what's inside you. And if you see, the process is a gradual process to go like deeper and deeper and deeper into your consciousness from every single question. It's like cutting through starting from the mind, going straight to the heart and to your soul. That's why it's so powerful. And in this moment, you're then sharing, what is the one thing that you would like people to live with? And that's part of your sharing phase, as we call it. Part of why you're here. What are you here to share right now? Not in the future, not in the past, right now. And then we have the last question, which is question number 7. And I love this question. Probably many of you listeners, if you've been into personal development, you've heard this before. But for me, every time I ask myself this question, as you said before, for me, it gives me goosebumps as well. And oh yeah, my knees are like, okay. And the last one is, what? Imagine that you are on is the last day of your life, is your last breath. What would you like to be remembered for? What is if you can do one thing in the world and you can just do that one thing, what would you like to be remembered for?
Wow. Again, I have goosebumps.
Yeah, I like my knees are. And it's beautiful, this question, because you are really reflecting on what is your legacy? What is it you can leave to other people after you die? And for me, what I left definitely is these 7 questions, like this process of finding your purpose. That's something that is a process that has been given to me. Don't know from where, but it works like 100% of the time. And I hope this process, I'm working so that this process can keep going from person to person to person and leaving a legacy. So then people can always have a possibility to find their purpose.
Amazing. Those are amazing seven questions that it just puts everything into perspective. And I guess because we're so busy, just busy being busy, that we forget to understand actually what is it we were born to do? What was our gift to come into this world? And with those 7 questions, it kind of makes you, like you said, it goes from the past to the present, and then it's actually the future as well.
Exactly. And if there is any listener which is interested in that, I have a full free video program on my website called Find Your Purpose in 7 easy steps. Go along my website, have a look at that, and then you will find even more details on those questions. That's a gift for you.
Oh, bless you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're so kind. So, my dear, we are coming towards the end of the show. It's gone so quickly.
No, already.
I know, right?
Can we do another half an hour?
Sorry. So, what are you most grateful for in your life?
Great question.
Yeah.
Part of me say, how many can I say? How many things can I say?
If you want as many as you want, that's absolutely fine.
Well, in this moment, I'm holding my basketball, so I'm definitely grateful of going back into basketball. I miss that so much. And I'm finding that every time I play, I'm just there. My mind is not anywhere else. I'm so in the moment. That is a gift. Just being that present with life, where time is really not passing at all. So that's one thing. The other things I'm grateful for is for the members of my community, of the Dutex family. I love every single one of my clients, and when I started my company, I wanted my client to be best friends, and that's happening. So it's not. It doesn't feel work. I'm spending time with people I love, and doing what I love. So that's another thing I'm grateful for. And I go for the last one, because otherwise I'll keep you here for another half an hour. And it's my girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, I got to throw in the cheesy line, because it's very rare to find someone that can push you up. Talking about personally, it's very rare to find someone that can push me to be always better, but at the same time we are resonating so well with each other. We are going in the same direction. We are willing to work together. We are willing to be patient with each other. And if you want to be with me, like, you need to have a lot of patience. Yeah, I'm one of the naughty one. So it's finding that person is really special to me. And these are the 3 things I'm grateful for.
Well, do you know what, Simone? That's what life is about. It's about not only finding your purpose, but loving what you do, and also finding somebody to share that with, who you can grow together with, and you can understand one another without any judgments or kind of belittling one another. That's the most important thing in life, really.
Yeah, I believe as well.
Yeah. So, my dear, where can our listeners find you?
Thank you for asking. You can find me definitely on my website, which is www.vincenzi, www.gtex, gtex.org.uk, and we have a lot of free videos there, blogs and content that can help you living a life and a business of purpose. So that's a great place, or you can find me there as well on YouTube. You get a YouTube video every single week. So come on our YouTube page, which is GTEX, and then you will find a video that start tapping into helping you living your purpose and also growing your business.
Amazing. And what about Facebook? Are you on Facebook?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I'm all over the place. So yeah, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter. Twitter is at Simone GTEX, at Simone GTEX. That's my Twitter. Facebook, you can find me, Simone Vincenzi. Add me as a friend. Love to talk to you and connect with you. If there is anything I can help you with, please come along, text me, stalk me. I'm here to help.
Love it. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, Simone.
Thank you for inviting me. I had a lot of fun.
Oh, bless you. No, it's just so. Oh, I love you, and I love what you do, and definitely going to have you back in the show in the future.
That's super. I'm looking forward. When is the next time? Tell me.
I will let you.
I'm already there.
I'll send you. I'll let you know.
Okay, perfect. You didn't expect this one.
You joker. Oh, bless you. Well, you take care, my dear, and I will speak to you soon.
That's perfect. Bye.
Bye. What an amazing interview with Simone Vincenzi. If any of you guys are stuck with finding your purpose, I would definitely have a meeting with him or just check out his website to just find a little bit more about him and just contact him. He can really help you tap into what it is you really desire in this world. Just before I head off, don't forget that you can find me on Twitter at IamGurds, it's IamGurds, and Facebook at Get Inspired with Gurds, where I'll be bringing you lots of inspirational and motivational quotes. Also, here's a quote before I say bye-bye. The purpose of life is a life of purpose. So if you're not living your life of purpose, you will never be happy. Take care, guys, and I will speak to you soon.
Join us each week to be inspired, informed and uplifted with some of the most inspirational and motivational guests from around the world. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay inspired.